Shabbat Shalom. It has been an absolutely beautiful day today. And what better way to end it than to just come into Shabbat reading his word. Today's Torah portion is Beha'alotcha. It means when you set up. Today is June the 6th. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be reading Numbers 8, starting in verse 1, going through chapter 12, verse 16. And that starts on page 149 of the scriptures. We'll go into Zechariah, chapter 2, verses 10 through chapter 4, verse 7. And that will be on page 636. Then we'll jump into Ephesians, chapter 5, verses 8 through 21, and that is on page 1140. And it sounds like Zelig is going to give me a little issue tonight, so I will apologize ahead of time. Zelig down. Now, let's go ahead and get started. On page 149, Numbers, chapter 8, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aharon, and say to him, When you ascend to trim the lamps, let the 7 lamps give light in front of the lampstand. And Aharon did so, and he set up the lamps to face toward the front of the lampstands, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And this is the work of the lampstand, beaten work of gold, from its base to its blossoms. It is beaten work, according to the pattern which Yahweh had shown Moshe. So he made the lampstands. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and you shall cleanse them. And do this to them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of sin offering on them, and they shall shave all their body, and shall wash their garments, and cleanse themselves. And they shall take a young bull with its grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, while you take another young bull as a sin offering. And you shall bring the Levites before the tent of appointment, and you shall assemble all the congregation of the children of Israel. And you shall bring the Levites before Yahweh, and the children of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites. And Aharon shall wave the Levites before Yahweh, a wave offering from the children of Israel. So shall they be for doing the service of Yahweh. And the Levites shall lay their hands on the head of the young bull, and one shall be prepared as a sin offering, and the other as an ascending offering to Yahweh, to make atonement for the Levites. And you shall have the Levites stand before Aharon and his sons, and then wave them, and wave a wave offering to Yahweh. Thus you shall separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. Then, after the Levites shall go in to do service to the tent of appointment, when you have cleansed them and waved them as a wave offering, for they are given ones, given to me from among the children of Israel. I have taken them for myself instead of all who opened the womb, the firstborn of all the children of Israel. For all the firstborn among the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I struck all the firstborn of the land of Mitzrayim, I set them apart unto myself. And I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn of the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aharon and his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tent of appointment, and to make atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel, when the children of Israel come near the set-apart place. Thus Moshe and Aharon and all the congregations of the children of Israel did to the Levites according to all that Yahweh commanded Moshe concerning the Levites, so the children of Israel did to them. And the Levites cleansed themselves and washed their garments, and Aharon waved them a wave offering before Yahweh. And Aharon made atonement for them to cleanse them. Then, after the Levites went in to do the service in the tent of appointments before Aharon and his sons, as Yahweh commanded Moshe concerning the Levites, so they did to them. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "This applies to the Levites. From 25 years old and above, let him come into active service in the service of the tent of appointment. And at the age of 50 years, they retire from active service of the service and serve no more. But they shall attend with their brothers in the tent of appointment to guard the duty, but shall do no service. Thus you shall do to the Levites regarding their duties." And Yahweh spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the first new moon of the second year after they had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, saying, "Now let the children of Israel perform the Pesach at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this new moon, between the evenings, perform it at its appointed time. According to all its laws and right rulings, you perform it." And Moshe spoke to the children of Israel to perform the Pesach. So he performed the Pesach in the 14th day of the first new moon, between the evenings, in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yahweh commanded Moshe. So the children of Israel did. But there were men who were defiled for a being of a man, so that they were not able to perform the Pesach on that day. So they came before Moshe and Aharon that day. And those men said to him, "We are defiled for the being of a man. Why are we withheld from being near the offering of Yahweh at its appointed time among the children of Israel?" And Moshe said to them, "Wait, let me hear what Yahweh commands concerning you." And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, saying, when any male of you or your generations is unclean for a being, or is far away on a journey, he shall still perform the Pesach of Yahweh on the 14th day of the second new moon. Between the evenings they perform it. With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they eat it. They do not leave it until morning, and they do not break a bone of it. According to all the laws of the Pesach they perform it. But the man who is clean and is not on a journey and has failed to perform the Pesach, that same being shall be cut off from among his people, because he did not bring the offering of Yahweh at its appointed time. That man bears his sin. And when a sojourner sojourns among you, then he shall perform the Pesach of Yahweh. He shall do so according to the law of the Pesach and according to the right ruling. You have one law, both for the sojourner and the native of the land. And on the day that the dwelling place was raised up, the cloud covered the dwelling place, the tent of the witness. From evening until morning, it was above the dwelling place, like the appearance of fire. Thus it was continually. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud was taken up from the tent, from above the tent, after that the children of Israel would depart. And in the place where the cloud dwelt, there the children of Israel would camp. At the mouth of Yahweh the children of Israel departed, and at the command of Yahweh they camped. They remained camped as long as the cloud dwelt above the dwelling place. Even when the cloud lingered many days above the dwelling place, the children of Israel guarded the charge of Yahweh and did not depart. And so it was, when the cloud was above the dwelling place a few days, according to the mouth of Yahweh they camped, and according to the mouth of Yahweh they would depart. And so it was, when the cloud dwelt only from evening until morning. When the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they departed, whether by day or by night. Whenever the cloud was taken up, they departed, whether 2 days or a new moon, or a year that the cloud lingered above the dwelling place to dwell upon it. The children of Israel camped and did not depart. But when it was taken up, they departed. At the mouth of Yahweh they camped, and at the mouth of Yahweh they departed. They guarded the charge of Yahweh at the mouth of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Make 2 silver trumpets for yourselves. Make them of beaten work, and you shall use them for the gathering of the congregation and for breaking camp. And when they blow both of them, all the congregation shall meet before you at the door of the tent of appointment. And if they blow one, then the leaders, the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather to you. And when you blow a shout, the camp that lie on the east shall depart. And when you blow a shout the second time, the camps that lie on the south side shall depart. They blow a shout for them to depart. And when the assembly is to be assembled, you blow, but do not shout. And the sons of Aharon the priests blow the trumpets. And it shall be to you for a law forever throughout your generations. And when you go into battle in your land against the enemies that distress you, then you shall shout with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before Yahweh your Elohim, and you shall be saved from your enemies. And in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed times, and at the beginning of your new moons, you shall blow the trumpet over your ascending offerings and over your slaughterings of peace offerings. And they shall be a remembrance for you before your Elohim. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. And it came to be on the 12th day of the second new moon, in the second year, that the cloud was taken up from the dwelling place of the witness, and the children of Israel departed, setting out from the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud dwelt on it in the wilderness of Paran. Thus they departed the first time, according to the mouth of Yahweh, by the hand of Moshe. And the banner of the camp of the children of Yehudah departed first according to their divisions, and over their armies, Nashon, son of Abimadab, and over the army of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel, son of Zuar, and over the army of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, son of Helon. And the dwelling place was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari departed, bearing the dwelling place. And the banner of the camp of Reuben departed according to their divisions. And over their army was Elitzur, son of Shedeur. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shalumiel, son of Zeruiah. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Deuel. And the Kehathites departed, bearing the set apart objects, while the dwelling place was set up before they came. And the banner of the camp of the children of Ephraim departed according to their divisions, and over their army was Elishama, son of Ammihud. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamiel, son of Pedashur. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, son of Gidoni. Then the banner of the camp of the children of Dan, which formed the rear guard of all the camps, departed according to their divisions. And over their army was Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagliel, the son of Ochran. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahirah, the son of Enan. Such was the order of setting out of the children of Israel according to their divisions when they departed. And Moshe said to Hobab, the son of Reuel the Midianite, Moshe's father-in-law, "We are setting out for the place of which Yah said, 'I give it to you.' Come with us, and we shall do good to you, for Yahweh has spoken good concerning Israel." And he replied to them, "I am not going, but I am going to stay in my own land and to my own relatives." Then he said, "Please do not leave us, because you know how we are to camp in the wilderness, and you shall be our eyes. And it shall be when you go with us, then it shall be that whatever good Yahweh does to us, the same we shall do to you." So they set out from the mountain of Yahweh on a journey of 3 days. And the ark of the covenant of Yahweh went before them for the 3-day journey to seek out a resting place for them. And the cloud of Yahweh was above them by day when they went out from the camp. And it came to be, whenever the ark set out, that Moshe said, "Rise up, O Yahweh, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you." And when it rested, he said, "Return, O Yahweh, to the countless thousands of Israel." And it came to be, when the people were as complainers, it was evil in the ears of Yahweh. And Yahweh heard it, and his displeasure burned, and the fire of Yahweh burned among them and consumed those in the outskirts of the camp. And the people cried out to Moshe, and Moshe prayed to Yahweh, and the fire died down. Then he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of Yahweh had burned among them. And the mixed multitude who were in their midst lusted greatly. So the children of Israel also wept again, and said, "Who is giving us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we ate without cost in Mitzrayim, the cucumbers and the melons, and the leeks, the onions and the garlic. But now our being is dried up. There is naught to look at but this manna." Now the manna was like coriander seed, in its appearance like the appearance of Beladium. The people went about and gathered it, ground it on millstones, or beat it in the mortar, and cooked it in a pot and made cakes of it. And its taste was as the taste of cakes baked in oil. And when the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna fell on it. And Moshe heard the people weeping throughout their clans, each man at the door of his tent. And the displeasure of Yahweh burned exceedingly, and in the eyes of Moshe it was evil. So Moshe said to Yahweh, "Why have you done evil to your servant? And why have I not found favor in your eyes to put the burden of all these people on me? Was it I who conceived all these people? Was it I who brought them forth, that you should say to me, 'Carry them in your bosom,' as the foster father carries a nursing child to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give to all these people? For they weep before me, saying, give us meat to eat. I am unable to bear all these people alone because the burden is too heavy for me. And if you are doing this to me, kill me. Please kill me. If I have found favor in your eyes, and let me not see my evil. Then Yahweh said to Moshe, gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of appointment, and let them stand there with you. And I shall come down and speak with you there, and shall take of the Spirit that is on you, and put on them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you do not bear it yourself alone. And say to the people, set yourselves apart for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat, because you have wept in the hearing of Yahweh, saying, who is giving us meat to eat? For it was well with us in Mitzrayim, and Yahweh shall give you meat, and you shall eat. You are going to eat, not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but for a new moon of days, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes an abomination to you, because you have rejected Yahweh who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why did we come out of Mitzrayim? And Moshe said, the people in whose midst I am are 600,000 men on foot. And you have said, I give them meat to eat for a new moon of days. Could flocks and herds be slain for them, to be sufficient for them? Or could all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them, to be sufficient for them? And Yahweh said to Moshe, is the arm of Yahweh too short? Now see whether my word meets you or not. And Moshe went out and spoke to the people the words of Yahweh, and he gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people and placed them all around the tent. And Yahweh came down in a cloud and spoke to him, and took the spirit that was upon him and placed that same upon the 70 elders. And it came to be, when the Spirit rested upon them, that they prophesied, but did not continue. However, 2 men had remained in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other, Mayadad. And the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those listed, but did not go out to the tent, and they prophesied in the camp. And two young men, and a young man ran and informed Moshe and said, Eldad and Mayadad are prophesying in the camp. And Yehoshua, son of Nun, Moshe's assistant from his youth, answered and said, Moshe, my master, forbid them. Then Moshe said to him, are you jealous for my sake? Oh, that all the people of Yahweh were prophets, and Yahweh would put his spirit upon them. And Moshe returned to the camp, both he and the elders of Israel. And a wind went forth from Yahweh, and it brought quail from the sea, and let them fall beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and about a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits above the surface of the ground. And the people were up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and gathered the quail. And who had least gathered? 10 omers. And they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. The meat was still between their teeth before it was chewed, and the wrath of Yahweh burned against the people, and Yahweh struck the people with an exceedingly great plague. Then he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattaawah, because there they burned or buried the people who had lusted. From Kibroth Hattaawah, the people set out for Hatzeroth, and they were at Hatzeroth. Now, Miriam and Aharon spoke against Moshe because of the Cushite woman who he had taken, for he had taken a Cushite woman. And Yahweh said, and they said, has Yahweh spoken only through Moshe? Has he not also spoken through us? And Yahweh heard it. And the man Moshe was very humble, more than all men who were on the face of the earth. And suddenly Yahweh said to Moshe and Aharon and Miriam, you three come out to the tent of appointment. So the three came out. And Yahweh came down in a column of cloud and stood in the door of the tent and called Aharon and Miriam, and they both went forward. And he said, hear now my words. If your prophet is of Yahweh, I make myself known to him in a vision, and I speak to him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moshe. He is trustworthy in all my house. I speak with him mouth to mouth and plainly, and not in riddles. He sees the form of Yahweh. So why were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe? And the displeasure of Yahweh burned against him, and he left. And the cloud turned away from above the tent, and look, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. And Aharon turned toward Miriam, and look, a leper. And Aharon said to Moshe, O my master, please do not hold against us the sin in which we have done foolishly and in which we have sinned. Please do not let her be as one dead when coming out of his mother's womb, with his flesh half consumed. And Moshe cried out to Yahweh, saying, Oh, El, please heal her, please. And Yahweh said to Moshe, if her father had but spit in her face, would she not be ashamed for 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be readmitted. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people did not set out until Miriam was readmitted. And afterward the people departed from Hatzeroth, and they camped in the wilderness of Paran. We're going to move on to Zechariah chapter 2. It's going to be on page 636. We're going to start in chapter 2, verse 10, and we'll read through to chapter 4, verse 7. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for look, I am coming and shall dwell in your midst, declares Yahweh. And many nations shall be joined to Yahweh in that day, and they shall become my people, and I shall dwell in your midst, and you shall know that Yahweh of hosts has sent me to you. And Yahweh shall inherit Yehudah, his portion in the set-apart land, and he shall again choose Jerusalem. Hush, all flesh, before Yahweh, for he has roused himself out of his set-apart dwelling. And he showed me Yehoshua, the high priest standing before the messenger of Yahweh, and Satan standing at his right hand to be an adversary to him. And Yahweh said to Satan, Yahweh rebuke you, Satan. Yahweh, who has chosen Jerusalem, rebuke you. It is not a brand plucked from... Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? And Yehoshua was dressed in filthy garments and was standing before the messenger. And he answered and spoke to those who stood before him, saying, Remove the filthy garments from him. And to him he said, See, I have removed your guilt from you, and shall put costly robes on you. And I said, Let them put a clean turban on his head. Then they put a clean turban on his head, and they put garments on him. And the messenger of Yahweh stood by. And the messenger of Yahweh witnessed to Yehoshua, saying, Thus says Yahweh of hosts, if you walk in my ways, and if you guard my duty, then you shall also rule my house, and also guard my courts. And I shall give you access among those standing here. Now listen, Yehoshua, the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are men of symbol. For look, I am bringing forth my servant, the branch. See the stone which I have put before Yehoshua? On one stone are 7 eyes. See, I am engraving its inscription, declares Yahweh of hosts, and I shall remove the guilt of that land in one day. In that day, declares Yahweh of hosts, you shall invite one another under the vine and under the fig tree. And the messenger who was speaking to me came back and woke me up as a man is awakened from sleep. And he said to me, What do you see? So I said, I have looked and see a lampstand of all gold with a bowl on top of it. And on the stand 7 lamps with 7 sprouts to the 7 lamps. And 2 olive trees are by it, one at the right of the bowl and the other at its left. Then I responded and spoke to the messenger who was speaking to me, saying, What are these, my master? And the messenger who was speaking to me answered and said to me, Do you not know what these are? And I said, No, my master. And he answered and said to me, This is the word of Yahweh to Zerubbabel, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said Yahweh of hosts. Who are you, great mountain, before Zerubbabel? A plain? And he shall bring forth the capstone with shouts of favor, favor to it. Now we are going to move on to Ephesians 5, verses 8 to 21. It's on page 1140. And starting in 8, and we'll go to 21. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Master. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is well-pleasing to the Master. And have no fellowship with the fruitless works of darkness, but rather convict them. For it is a shame even to speak of what is done by them in secret, but all matters being convicted are manifested by the light, for whatever is manifested is light. That is why he said, Wake up, you who sleep, and arise from the dead, and Messiah, shall shine on you. See then that you walk exactly, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are wicked. So then do not be foolish, but understand what the desire of Yahweh is, and do not be drunk with wine, in which is loose behavior, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to each other in psalms and songs of praise and spiritual songs, singing and striking the strings of your hearts to the Master, giving thanks always for all to Elohim the Father, in the name of our Master Yeshua Messiah, subjecting yourselves to each other in the fear of Elohim. Well, that is the Torah portion for this week. I know there have been a few new people that have joined the channel this week, and I really appreciate you coming and joining us in these readings. There's a few things I've been tossing around doing. I typically read the proverb of the day, just for my own self. And I was wondering if maybe that's something you guys would like for me to put in a video form, so that you guys can go in and listen to the Psalm of the day each month. And I've also been tossing around doing some of the Psalms. I can't do them every day, but maybe I can batch a week at a time and do the Proverbs, like batching. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments, or just send me an email or something. Just let me know what you'd like to do, and I will do my best to do that. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Just enjoy your week. Just spend every moment just looking at all of the things that Yah has put in front of you to be grateful for. I mean, there are so many things He gives us that we just take for granted. I sit on my front porch every morning, and sometimes I get so wrapped up in what's going on in my life that I forget to look at the little things, like the hummingbirds that are coming to my feeder every morning, or the birds that just come and sing in the pecan tree outside, the woodpecker that is, just having his breakfast in a tree close by. I want to be more mindful of those things, because they are truly gifts of the Father. I want to be grateful for every little thing He gives me. And you are one of those things that I am very grateful for. I was really questioning why I was even doing these when I first started doing them. And I'm like, I said to myself, oh my gosh, who is going to come and listen to this? But it has been an absolute blessing to me to be able to read the scriptures. And I've loved every moment of it. So thank you, and have a wonderful Shabbat.